Yes.
Been a long time. Shouldn't have left you without a dope beat.
It's Steel.
But you can't be any geek off the street. Gotta be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean.
Keep it real.
Keeping it real.
Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Steven and this is Steel Keeping It Real. So you know what today is.
Now, Dad Rock.
That's right, it is Dad Rock Wednesday. And on this day, I like to do adult contemporary hits from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and they are normally of a Caucasian persuasion. Now, the reason why this is changed to Dad Rock, and I'm going to be making a distinction between Dad Rock and Yacht Rock, which I found out there is one.
Get the fuck out of here!
Last week I didn't, research the difference between the two, only because I went into water beds and stuff, and some of the younger people didn't know what Yacht Rock was, but they knew what Dad Rock was. So I was like, okay, I'll change the name. But when I actually looked up certain songs that were considered Dad Rock, they weren't considered Yacht Rock. So the difference is that Dad Rock is more adult alternative or alternative airplay, because when I started seeing groups on the Dad Rock charts that were like Soundgarden and Nirvana and Pearl Jam, I was like, hang on. And I went to look, and none of their songs really fell on the adult contemporary charts, but they did fall on the alternative charts. So that's how I'm going to make the distinction, is that Dad Rock will lean more towards the alternative, and then Yacht Rock will lean towards the adult contemporary.
But I can only show you the door. You're the one that has to walk through it.
So, with that being said, the song that I'm going to do tonight is an alternative song, and it comes from Temple of the Dog, and this song is called Hunger Strike. Now, it wasn't until I was doing the research for this song that I realized that when the album was being created and recorded, Eddie Vedder was only supposed to be doing backing vocals on this, and this album was recorded between November and December of 1990. Now, Pearl Jam didn't even go into the studio for the first time as Pearl Jam after being called Mookie Blaylock, a basketball player's name. But they didn't even go into the studio until March of 91 to record their first album, 10, and then they didn't release that album until August of 1991, and this song was released in April of 1991. So Eddie Vedder, even being known at the California scene and even maybe in a little bit in Seattle, because he almost auditioned for being in a Seattle band, and he had already done a live recorded his vocals for that, sent it to somebody. They're like, hey, we like you, and it happened to be the people who were who changed their name to Mookie Blaylock, who then changed their name to Pearl Jam. There's that history. But what had happened was that when Chris Cornell of Soundgarden was recording this particular song for Hunger Strike, he had problems with his voice, and so Eddie Vedder kind of stepped in and sang a particular part, and then Chris is like, you know what, that was exactly what I was thinking of, and I was having trouble with my voice and doing it, and you did it perfectly. So they kept it in. So I think it's a great decision, because if you have Eddie Vedder and Chris Cornell on a track, oh my God, that's just like So yeah, I could fuck with this. So I loved this song from the very beginning, because it is just this just this mellow type song, and then all of a sudden there's rocking parts of it. And you know, when grunge came out, it took a lot of people, especially me, by surprise, because it wasn't what I expected coming out of the 80s. You know, we had the heavy metal, we had the hair metal, we had, you know, the pop rock that was coming out of the 80s, and I didn't know what the 90s were going to bring. And when grunge came out, it was like,
what's all this shit?
oh, I get it. This is for, you know, all these emo kids who needed a different type of outlet other than listening to like The Cure or Bauhaus or The Smiths or something like that, that, you know, some might consider a little on the, you know, I'm not going to dress up in black and you know, wear mascara and everything else like that. But I have no problem in putting on some flannel and letting my hair grow. And I was like, you know what, I could see that. But we weren't ready for grunge, but we loved grunge when it first came out, because here it was so different. You had the lyrics that hit close to home, because they would talk about, you know, drug abuse and mental instability and things people might do when they're you know, that kind of stuff, and drug use and whatever, whereas beforehand it was all kind of alluded to. But, you know, when the 90s came along, it was like, we're not sugarcoating anything, except when you're listening to that song. I want something else. I'm not listening when you say goodbye. Then finding out that that's about doing meth. Fuck. You know, it's like, how are you going to have me bopping like that and, you know, not realizing it's about meth? But it is what it is. So let's take a look at what this song did on the charts. And Balamo, it went to number 50 on the Canada Top Singles, number 47 in New Zealand, number 51 in the UK, but number 4 on the US Mainstream Rock, and number 7 on the US Alternative Airplay. And that's where, you know, it falls into this particular night. So if you like videos like this and others on the channel, please don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification button, because I'm trying to do at least 10 videos each and every week, but it seems like lately I've been falling short, but I won't get into that tonight. So, without any further ado, here is Temple of the Dog and Hunger Strike.
Please, sir, I want some more.
What?
Please, sir, I want some more.
I don't mind stealing bread from the mouths of decadence, but I can't feed all the powerless when my cup's already overfilled. Yeah, but it's on the table, the fire's cooking, and the farming babies with slaves are working. The blood is on the table and the mouths are choking, but I'm going hungry. I don't mind stealing bread from the mouths of decadence, the table, the fire's cooking, and the farming babies of the slaves are all working. And it's on the table, the mouths are choking, but I'm going hungry. 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 I don't mind stealing bread. I'm going hungry. I'm going hungry.
Yeah, that song still rocks. And you know what? Rest in peace to Chris Cornell, because he just recently passed away, and it was a great voice that we are now missing. Chris Cornell. When Soundgarden came out, aside from the vocals, I thought of them as an updated Black Sabbath because of how hard they were rocking, as opposed to a Nirvana that was very popular around that time frame. And Alice in Chains was almost like more Soundgarden than Nirvana. But you know what? That's why you had so many, and they all had a couple of hits during that time frame, and so they all are still worthy of people going back and listening to their catalog, and finding something new. And Temple of the Dog was just that once in a lifetime collaboration, and there was I'm not even going to get into that. They were just a once in a lifetime collaboration, and I'm glad that we do have it. And again, rest in peace to Chris Cornell. If you are still here, I thank you very much for staying tuned. I really do appreciate it. First and foremost, I want you guys to like the videos as much as I like making them for you. After that, all you need to do to help me out with the channel is to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Peace.